Nice clean start from Tommy. Oh, there's a nightmare behind him. Marcus gets through, though. Tommy has now got a little bit of a lead there. Looks like about a second and a half already for Tommy. So he's going to want to keep this rubber side down, at least for the first few laps, give himself a little bit of breathing space. But Kerup's up underneath us here in commentary tower. So we're now looking at a huge lead for Tommy Hall. The fight is behind him there. It looks like Jamie Hall in second spot. So rear gunner for Tommy. Jamie Hall bringing up behind him. I think that might be Kerup just behind. We'll have a look as they come past. It is not. It is the number 6 of Luke Holdsworth behind Jamie Hall there. So the battle really, Tommy is stretching his legs. He's keeping it rubber side down right now. The battle is for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Bruno Coelho bringing up the back of those cars there. The little gaggle that's just come through the bomb hole. Oh, Tommy Hall's gone over. Jamie's right behind him now. There you go, the two Hall brothers right together. They are going to be working together as best they can. Neither of them want to put the other one off. Tommy obviously feeling a little bit of pressure up on the rostrum there with these champions all behind him, starting to build up now. Everybody, first 1, 2, 3, 4, first 5 cars almost with a sheet you could throw over them. But the Hall brothers easily stretching their legs here. They've pulled out a little bit of a gap on the next 3 cars behind them. We're going to watch these guys go round. So as Tommy brings himself through the switchbacks onto the main straight, Jamie's right behind him. Looking at what we've got there, looks like it's Kerup back into 3rd spot now. Jamie Hall from the 7 is obviously the big winner in this one. Ben Smith found himself right at the very back of the pack, unfortunately. So these guys still going round, nothing in it at the very front. Tommy and Jamie pushing everything they possibly can out of the associated cars. It is Marcus Kerup. So it's associated 1, 2 and 3 in this one so far. The Hall brothers leading us out with Marcus not far behind at all. He's really going to want to hang on to the back of these two, capitalise on any mistakes that the front runners make. However, at the moment, Tommy Hall looking absolutely solid out there. Jamie behind him, as I say, is the rear gunner. He'll make sure that nothing untoward's going to happen to Tommy out in front of him. Brothers working together as they would do in this one. There's no team orders here, though, so Jamie will capitalise on any mistake that Tommy is going to make. But he's keeping it nice and tight, keeping his lines true. Makes it nice, punches it through the chicane there over the first of the tabletops. Driver's tabletop to go. Nice wide line for Tommy out there. Jamie tries to come up the inside, loses a little bit of time, so Tommy's got a little bit of a gap there. It is now still nothing between the top 3. They have really pulled out from Bruno Coelho, who's back in 4th spot there. Certainly not what you'd expect from these young guns, but they have really shown themselves to be top of the field through this event, all the way through the first couple of days of qualifying and today as well. Tommy Hall pulling out some absolutely amazing moves there. So round we go. Looks like Jamie's had a bit of a nightmare. Marcus Kerup's up into 2nd spot now. Still the top 3 going round together, but Tommy Hall leading this one from the very start. Small mistake at the very beginning from Tommy, but he's absolutely fine now. Marcus Kerup closing right up on the back of him, though. He's lost the real gunner of Jamie Hall, his brother, but still holding his own out in the field there. Round the switchbacks he goes, onto the main straight for the top 2. Little bit of a gap back to Jamie now, but a fairly even spread between cars 1, 2 and 3. Bruno Coelho not far behind in the 4 spot. Not too sure if that's Luke or Marcus behind Bruno, but we're back at the front now with the front runners of Tommy Hall and Marcus Kerup. These two putting in some fantastic times through qualifying. Minute and 10 left on the clock for these guys. So about 3, possibly 4 laps to go if they can squeeze them in. Tommy's going to be hoping for 3 so he can push it to the line. Oh, little bit of a brake check there for Marcus from Tommy. Pushes him back just a little bit, but Marcus all over the back of Tommy's car now. These two absolutely necking it. Oh, Marcus Kerup's gone over his corner pipe. Marshall gets him back in. That's left Jamie Hall up into 2nd spot in this one. Kerup drops right back now. So Tommy Hall out in front. Little bit of a let off for him there. All he's got to do now at this point is keep it on his wheels. Over the roller he goes. Drops it back into the bomb hole. Pushes it through the centre section there over the first of the tabletops. Brings it back round. It's probably about a second between Tommy and Jamie at this point. Really wide line there for Tommy, keeping it really flat where he can. Punches it down the main straight. So you have Tommy followed by Jamie Hall, followed by Marcus Kerrott, Bruno Coelho, Luke Holdsworth, Josh Holdsworth, Neil Cragg, Ben Smith, Michael Olowski, Una Hackland. 9 seconds left on the clock for this one. Tommy has literally just got to bring it round to the line on its wheels, and he will have won leg 1 of the A finals of the 2022 European Championships. Tommy comes round. Final corner for him, punches it down the straight and takes the first leg of the A finals.
With Tommy Hall. Tommy, wow, that was a much more difficult race than it should have been when you consider you led every single lap.
Yeah, well, I thought I had a nice gap at the start and then stupid crash on my part. It all went downhill from there, but it's stressful, isn't it? Yeah.
How much more stressful is leading a European A final than a national A final?
I mean, I've hardly ever done a national one, to be honest, so yeah, it's very nerve-wracking. It's even more nerve-wracking when it's your brother behind you, because if you lose to your brother, that's even worse, isn't it, than anyone else, so like, yeah.
So, with no team orders then, he was going to take you if he could?
I could tell he was going for it, yeah, I could tell he was sending it, so yeah, it was good fun.
That's it, Tommy, halfway there, 2 more to go, and you do 1 more.
I hope so.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Thanks.
Off they go then. So cleanly away from Tommy Hall. Marcus Kerrott is not going to want to let him get away this time. Oh, really wide there. Tommy Hall gets away with it this time. Kerrott right on his tail. Orlowski right behind both of them. But already, Kerrott goes for a move up the inside. Tommy tries to cross back over and Kerrott's taken him. So Kerrott now leads us round straight in on the first lap. So it is Marcus Kerrott back to Tommy Hall. Tommy Hall not happy about that one at all, but patient young lad that he is, he will sit there and hopefully capitalise on a mistake if he possibly can. But Orlowski sticking with them, certainly not letting these guys go. A firm favourite for this event when we went into it was Michael Orlowski, but the young guns have really pulled something back for him. So Tommy Hall looking left, looking right, cannot make anything happen. Goes for the wide line on the undercut, but can't make it stick through the off-camber sweeper. Into the bomb hole they go, 1, 2 and 3. And they come cleanly, nice and clean through the centre chicane, over the first tabletop, round the berm, driver's tabletop done. All of them taking the wide line this time. No need to try and overtake. There's too much of a gap. You weren't going to make it through. So the switchback's done. Top 3 on the straight now. So Kerrott from Hall back to Orlowski. All of these guys doing their absolute best to push everybody else on the track, make sure that they are keeping it rubber side down. Oh, Kerrott gets caught up on a pipe, and Tommy Hall capitalises on it straight back through to the front. So Tommy in the 1 car, Kerrott in the 2, back to Orlowski in the 3. Through the switchbacks they go. Tommy absolutely wringing everything he can out of that associated B6.4. No messing about at all from Tommy. He is really going to be pushing now. Drops it into the bomb hole. Out they come. Kerrott's right on his tail, though. He's really going to be pushing to make sure he can make another move. Goes, tries to do the same one. Can't make it stick this time. Tommy gets away with it. That's put Kerrott right back into the jaws of Michael Orlowski. Michael is not going to be letting these guys drop from him this time if he can help it at all. Each of them playing it as safe as they can, right on the absolute ragged edge of what these cars can do. So Tommy Hall through the centre chicane, followed by Marcus Kerrott. Over the first tabletop they go. Orlowski is sticking right with them. Really wide line again through the second tabletop, keeping it flat, all the wheels on the floor so that they've got drive all of the time. They both punch it down the straight. Tommy Hall followed by Kerrott, back to Orlowski. No need to shout anything on the timing because you can see how close these guys are as they're going round. Oh, Tommy Hall catches a barrier. Orlowski and Kerrott both through. Bit of a gap now back to Tommy Hall in 3rd, who's being caught up by 4th position. We are looking at the front, though. We'll stick with the 1st and 2nd of Orlowski and Kerrott as they punch it down the main straight for the 7th time. It is a really close battle between these two. Orlowski now smells blood and is really going to be going for it. He's going to push Kerrott as fast as he possibly can, hopefully force another mistake out of him. If he does, he will capitalise on that, go straight past into the lead. But we are now looking at Kerrott in the 1 spot, Orlowski in the 2, Tommy Hall in the 3, Ben Smith in the 4th spot, really not far behind any of these guys at all. Hanging on to absolutely everybody there is Ben Smith, doing his best to make sure that he's in a position to take advantage of any mistakes that are made whatsoever. So all bunched up now. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. So Josh Holdsworth now bringing himself right into the mix with these 5. It is Marcus Kerrott, Michael Orlowski and Tommy Hall absolutely proving why they are the top 3 in this event this week. Stretching the legs already. They've got a gap on 4th and 5th of Ben and Josh Holdsworth. That gap you can see visibly opening up as each corner goes through. Oh, Tommy takes another tumble, gets it back on his wheels. A bit of a champion's roll there, but he has certainly lost a lot of time with just over a minute left on the clock. There's a possibility of 3 laps to go. This one more, and the one after will be the decider. So can Kerup keep it on all 4 wheels? Will Orlowski be able to put enough pressure on by the end of the race to force a mistake? Or will Tommy Hall be able to capitalise and bring something back into the game? 45 seconds left on the race clock. So as they cross the line, it is still Kerup out in front. Orlowski looked up the inside as Kerup had a bit of a wide line there. Second time he's gone wide. Will Orlowski make the most out of that? He can't make anything stick, but he is looking every way that he possibly can to get past Kerup there. Orlowski goes super wide. I thought he was going to go over, but he's kept it on his wheels, proving how stable that Schumacher is, even under really extreme conditions. We're still pushing down the main straight. So a little bit of a gap now back to Orlowski from Kerup. Tommy Hall's brought right back into it. He is on the tail of Michael Orlowski. This is the final lap. I think they aren't going to get through for one more. It's 8 seconds left on the clock. So Kerup brings us through. Orlowski in the number 2. Oh, Tommy Hall forces the move. He's gone into second spot. It's a race to the line. Can he go back? No, Tommy Hall takes a second on this one. Kerup wins. Orlowski in the 3. An incredible race from start to finish from these guys. Really, really close there all the way through. But it is Marcus Kerup.
Wow. Incredible final there.
Yeah, we're very exciting, very exciting.
Huge amount of pressure. Is that the most pressure you felt in a race?
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I made a stick and very good drive by Tommy as well. So, yeah.
So it's evens now, first and second each. It's all gone to the third final.
I have a 3rd place in the first because I was unlucky. But yeah, it's going to the 3rd final and we'll see what we can do.
You've got quite a well-known dad in Jonas, a previous top racer in Europe. Is he giving you lots of advice? Is he helping you?
He's helping very much. I love him. And yeah, he has been a top driver, 1 European Championships to his name. So yeah, he's giving a...
That's interesting, actually, because if you do win, I think this would be the first 2-generation European champions we've had.
Yeah, maybe. I think, yeah, maybe it could be very, very nice to win. And also a good result for the team. So, yeah.
Okay, well, good luck. You've got about an hour to find out. Thanks very much. Who could become our first second-generation wins? You become the Jacques Villeneuve or the Damon Hill of RC.
I don't know. We'll see. But it's for sure exciting.
Great stuff. Thank you. Cheers.
Off we go. Formation order to start us out. Tommy Hall really going to be trying to keep this one on his wheels. Goes a little bit wide on the switch back into the bomb hole there, but keeps it on his wheels, keeps it nice and clean. Oh dear, Marcus Kerup catches a pipe behind him. That's given Tommy a little bit of breathing space. Certainly not what he wants to do in this final. He wants to be keeping that pressure on as hard as he possibly can. Same as Orlowski just behind Kerup there. If we look at the 2 and the 3, those two are going to be pushing to try and catch Tommy Hall. But with the pressure they're putting on each other, Kerup goes wide, gives Tommy Hall even more breathing space. So Tommy Hall, he's going to be pushing it now, coming through the driver's tabletop. Rolls it through the outside of that one. You can see all of those drivers pretty much taking that wide line through there. But Tommy Hall down the straight now. Kerup just after him. Orlowski, these guys have stretched out just a little bit. So there is quite a lead, about a second or so from Tommy Hall at the moment, back to Kerup. Quite a substantial lead after 2 laps, to be fair. Round the berm he goes, over the driver's tabletop. Nice wide line through there. Obviously the racing line to keep your wheels on the floor. Kerup lifts the right-hand side of his car up as he comes over the back single, but punches it down the main straight. He certainly hasn't lost too much time on Tommy on that one. It is Orlowski in the 3 spot, keeping up with these guys, though. They really have stretched out now. So a nice even spread. Tommy Hall's going to be nice and comfortable in that position there. Kerup's got some work to do to be able to catch him at this point. Orlowski, though, really not far off the back of Kerup at all. One mistake, we'll see things change completely at the front of this race. But Tommy Hall still leads us round. The youngster from the UK takes the roller nicely. Thought that wide line was going to put him on a bit of sand and maybe lose a bit of traction. But Tommy Hall, with the experience he's got, brings it through nicely there over the first tabletop, round the berm safely. Lots of people getting caught out on that little berm there with a bit of grip roll today. Leaders go through. Tommy Hall down the straight. Kerup just after him. Michael Orlowski almost 2 straights worth back from Tommy Hall at this point. Nobody saw that one coming, with Orlowski coming into this event as one of the absolute favourites to take the win. So it is Tommy Hall from Marcus Kerup. These two running away with it at this point. We'll stick with the front two. I think Orlowski has just dropped off the pace just a little bit there. Not too sure exactly what's happened, but Tommy Hall is going to be wanting to do everything he possibly can to keep that Team Associated car on all 4 wheels, rubber side down. He's going to be pushing. Oh, a bit of a wide line there for Tommy. A little bit of nerves kicking in at this point. He can smell that European Championship coming his way, and you can see it in the car. Nervousness creeping in on the youngster from the UK. Catching up to the back of him now. A little bit slow down the straight. Oh, Tommy Hall catches the boat as champions roll. They're over the roller together. They are nose to tail at this point. Tommy Hall, with an unusual mistake from the youngster there, still keeps it in front of Kerup. He had that little bit of a cushion. They're not going to want to take each other out. They both know Orlowski is right behind them. He's going to be pushing as hard as he can to get back onto the back of these two. You can see him in your shot there, but the race is down at the front. Tommy Hall from Marcus Kerup. Oh, they're right actually touching each other as they go around the corner. Tommy's getting really defensive. That's forcing Marcus. Oh, Marcus has a roll. Let's Orlowski through. So Tommy now has a tiny bit of breathing space for Michael Orlowski. Michael Orlowski says, thank you very much, Marcus Kerup. I will take that number 2 spot and go for Tommy as quickly as I possibly can. But with 1.5 minutes left on the clock, Tommy Hall is starting to show signs of nerves and slowing down just a little bit. But the youngster punches it through the centre chicane, gets himself that breathing gap back. Now Orlowski, feeling the pressure from Kerup right behind him, swings it round the switchbacks onto the main straight. Tommy Hall stretched out, lead out now. He's pushing as hard as he can over the roller. Orlowski just behind him. Kerup right behind Orlowski there. These guys nose to tail in second and third. Really nothing to choose between them. There's small spots on the track where Orlowski can make up a bit of time. Kerup loses it, but on other spots he gets that time right back. Oh, a little bit of a dodgy landing from Kerup there. That's let Orlowski off the hook just slightly to be able to punch down the main straight with a bit of peace behind him. He's now coming back over the roller, Orlowski. Kerup right behind him. Careful not to take Orlowski out there. Really close as they go into the bomb hole. Oh, a little bit of a touch between them. Nothing happened there, though. Over the first tabletop they go into the berm. Tommy Hall, really pleased these two are fighting behind them because they are literally giving him the race. But Michael Orlowski now with a turn of champions pace on him. And one straight has caught Tommy Hall up. This is really open now between Tommy and Orlowski. Orlowski pushing with every bit of power that is in that Schumacher car. Can he catch Tommy Hall? They are going to get one more lap after this one. So across the line they go. Tommy Hall, Michael Orlowski and Marcus Kerup. I believe all 3 across the line. Final lap. This is a race to the line. Tommy Hall gets this, takes the win. He will be the 2-wheel drive 2022 off-road championship. Michael Orlowski just touches the back of his car, cannot make it stick. So last couple of corners, Tommy Hall comes through. Down the straight goes, European champion for 2022. What an absolute blinder of a race for Tommy Hall. Michael Orlowski, hats off to him. Unfortunate for Marcus Kerup to drop back there, but what a race. What a championship. All of the drivers up there congratulating Tommy Hall.
Tommy Hall, European champion.
That's crazy, man. I can't believe it. That's so awesome.
Another pressure-filled race. Was it really hard on the Rosman to keep the concentration?
Yeah, it's tough, man. The flies all over your face. It's so hard to concentrate, but I just got in the zone in that one, pushed on the whole run, and hoped to try and gap them. And yeah, it was a good final for me.
So when you arrived here, sort of Monday morning, did you ever think you'd be in this position on Wednesday?
No. No, I was hoping the goal was to scrape the back of the A, and maybe 8th or 7th or something like that would be good. But yeah, never would have dreamed of winning, so that's pretty cool.
It looks like it's a change in the guard. You young guys, you and Marcus, and we've seen Lee and others in the B5. Do you think that those 2 years we've missed out, you guys have come on, we haven't noticed?
Maybe, I don't know, but maybe we just thought had a good event, or the track suited us young guns, but you never know.
Great stuff, congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Yes, you're European champion in 2-wheel drive.